Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone and doctor. We are from Group 2 FEM2313. We present about a case study. The title is Water Sabah 2016. Next.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Ali Faikal. Okay, I will talk about Ops Water Sabah case background. Production scandal took place between 2015 to 2016. Unfair distribution of water supply project contracts to Pemini, blood director only. RM 3.3 billion in federal government funds was misappropriated. 2002, GANS failed to audit water supply projects. 2000, October 2016, Ang Motatake, GANS director, which in the left picture, Teo Chi Kang on the right picture, which is deputy director, and Lim Bambi were charged for abuse of power, money laundering, and receiving bribes. And for 140 million worth of luxury assets, cash, handbags, watches, jewelry were seized.
All right. So we can see that based on this case, uh, they were investigated under Section 17A of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Act, also with the Section 165 of the Penal Code and the Money Laundering Act due to their misuse the power that has been given in the organization. So the latest update is the charges and trial has been started since 20 September 29 September 2016, and the case still not ended. It's still ongoing until now. And the new defense dates will start this year at February 26 to 28, and from April 28 to 30. So before the latest defense dates, during the post-September 2024, the Sir Ajim Mohd Saleh and his wife, also with his support president, which is Lim Nambeng, uh, has been told by the courts to defend themselves about the case, which is the Money Laundering Act. All right, next.
So now we get deep into what actually they've done wrong. So these two main suspects have alleged to two main offenses. The first one is abuse of power and misappropriation of funds. So about the abuse of power, using their position of former director of Jabatan Air Negeri Sabah and its deputy director, they give approval to collect bribes from contractors, where they give projects to companies of their siblings and proxies in a total of 38 companies. So 17 companies are related to the former director, which is Abang Muhammad Tahir, and the other 21 companies are related to the siblings and proxies of the deputy director, Teo Chi Kong. So for more than 5 years, the two main suspects have taken 60% of the state funds, which was given by the federal government for water projects, but they have done it and use it wrongly.
Next, the decline of the national economy also is one of the impact towards the society. This is because undermines healthy competition and it will lead to the misappropriation of public funds. Besides that, foreign investment in our country will be hindered and our national revenue will be decreased.
All right, next we'll look at the lesson learned. For the first one is the abuse of power by government officials. So the two government officials misused public funds meant for community development, specifically for water supply projects. So they amassed wealth in the form of millions in cash, land.
So other than the impact on the individuals, it actually bring the impacts on the organization as well. So the first one is actually bring to the disabling and stopping of the functioning of an organization. Like in this case, the people involved in the corruption cases are still being detained to help the investigations. And the second impact is actually eroding the capability of a system and causing the organization's administrations to become bigger and bigger. So the bribe misuse feed has caused a lack of funds to manage the administrations of the Sabah Water Department.
Next, I would like to discuss about the impacts toward the society. Firstly, weakening the public trust in public institution and the government is one of the impacts. This is because it reduces the public confidence in public institution and weakening the relationship between the people and government. Hence, the social stability will be threatened. Besides that, the social inequality also is one of the impacts towards the society. This is because corruption will exacerbate inequality, especially in access to essential services such as education and healthcare. Besides that, ordinary members of society will become increasingly marginalized. Next, those who connect to the corrupt public official will receive more benefits. Next, the decline of the nation economy also is one of the impact towards the society. This is because undermines healthy competition and it will lead to the misappropriation of public funds. Besides that, foreign investment in our country will be hindered and our national revenue will be decreased.
All right, next we'll look at the lesson learned. So the first one is the abuse of power by government officials. So the two government officials misused public funds meant for community development, specifically for water supply projects. So they amassed wealth in the form of millions in cash, land, luxury cars, and jewelry. So this behavior reflects a lack of integrity and honesty, so leading to administrative failure and public losses. Or the second is going to be the importance of integrity and accountability. The case demonstrates that the leadership without integrity can collapse administrative system, and adherence to principles of honesty and accountability is essential in fulfilling responsibilities. The misuse of power is a betrayal of public trust and can have far-reaching consequences.
So we move on to the third lesson learned. It's the roles of authorities in combating corruption. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission's MACC took serious action by arresting suspects and confiscating substantial assets. So how investigation involving witnesses and stakeholders highlights the commitments to curbing corruption. So the corruption tarnishes the reputations of public institutions, requiring vigilance efforts to address it. So next is collaboration between societies and authorities. So citizens are encouraged to report misconduct to preserve the integrity of government department. A cooperative work between the public and authorities is necessary for clean and efficient governance. Lastly, educating future generation and honesty and actually is vital for sustainable societal and administrative development. Next.
So in conclusion, this case study has taught us that with bigger roles come with bigger responsibility. For example, these two officers has to be play as a good model. And second one, we must not misuse the power that we have been given. And lastly, we want to emphasize that choosing to be a person of integrity is a duty and not a choice.